Welcome back to the Pond Lee Hockey Postgame Show. I'm Devin Caney, and it is time for the Diamond Debate presented by Mark's Jewelers. Guys, today I'm wearing a nice little piece of bling. I don't know if you can catch on my wrist. Bracelet from Mark's. Yes, it just keeps getting better and better, I feel. You know?
My goodness.
By the last game of the regular season, I'm just going to be like decked out. They keep upping the ante here.
No, the last game, I'm getting a blinged out watch that I'm going to rock up here. That's what's going to happen.
The thing is, like, you're serious, though. He's just going to outdo me. You just need to. I
just want 1 week out of 17. That's all.
Well, you already had, what, your Tiger, late, whatever was up here?
Yeah, but I know Mark's Jewelry sell something more than just women's jewelry.
Yeah.
Guys like jewelry too.
Okay, well, Marks, if you're paying attention, Seth would like to do the diamond debate.
It's really nice. Does that have a clasp?
It does.
A clasp?
It does. Yes.
Very nicely done.
Do you get to keep any of the jewelry? Not. I mean, like to use out on a date or to use like at your leisure for maybe 3 or 4 days before you have to give it back.
No, I think I'm legally obligated to say no.
What? you got to start negotiating better.
I told this to you guys after the game. It's like you guys think I had time to go on dates, so I have nowhere else to wear this jewelry.
See, that's a debate in itself. Would the guy be intimidated by you wearing that kind of bling, or would he say, no, she's got class?
That's a good question. Weigh in the comments, because I don't know.
Or he might have to say, I got to upgrade my financial game.
Yeah, in which case he's out the side door.
Right. It acts as like a filter, like a qualification. If you can't afford this for me, then it's not even worth it.
You're out. You're going.
Or they're like, they give up already.
If you're wearing that, he has to buy you an app. He's got to go appetizer plus the entree, plus dessert, plus wine, $90 at least.
1 or 2 drinks.
Oh, my goodness.
All right, anyways, so our Diamond Debate topic, and if you guys want to weigh in, it will be up on the JAKIB Media Twitter page as well as YouTube. So there were a lot of celebrations today, and we know, the Batman theme that's been revolving around the receivers. Jason Kelce, I believe, once the Eagles were up by about 22 points and starters were out, put on a Batman mask on the sideline, Fat Batman. I loved it. I thought it was funny. Mike Misnelli, I believe you had a
I got to be honest with you. I'm not against fun. Okay, I like fun.
You're not?
But when you're up and you put your second team in, you can't be putting on a Batman mask. And Kelce, I think Kelce, because Mike Tomlin was on the other side, one of the most well-respected coaches in the NFL, and you're kind of showing him up. Already they're showing him up by putting the second team in. I don't think a Batman mask is a good look. And in fact, I think I saw the offensive line coach,
Jeff Stoutland.
Yes, go over and say something to him, and Kelce took it off. So those guys are thinking the same thing, I think.
Look, first of all, Mike Tomlin is not worried about somebody in the opposition wearing a mask on the other side.
Not the point whether he's worried about it.
You know what? I don't think it's showing. It'd be different if he was running out on the field, showing them up, okay? First of all, your team came in here and it got embarrassed to the point where the home team had to put in the AYOs to finish out this game, okay? That's bad enough for your team. Your team is 3 games below sea level coming into this game. I see a lot of celebrations in today's NFL that I think that are more egregious than a guy standing on the sideline wearing a mask. He's having fun. The team's theme has been Batman forever, okay? And so Jason Kelce decides to put on a mask on the sideline away from the opposition. The opposition's not looking at him doing that. There's nothing wrong with him having a little fun. We see all kinds of celebration. I don't think in this case it was disrespectful towards the other organization. I think he was just playing up the Batman theme that has been prominent throughout this season with his own team.
He should know better. Seth?
It's Halloween.
Oh, okay. There you go.
Have a little holiday spirit about you,
Wait,
Mike.
Seth Joyner?
Hold
Seth
on.
Joyner telling Mike to have fun?
Have a little.
What? Hold on one second.
Have a little holiday spirit about yourself. And second of all, if Mike Tomlin should not be at all insulted by what Jason Kelce did, worry about your own damn sideline. You got bigger problems than a Batman mask.
You know what's funny about you? I got news for you. If you're on the other side of that, and you're a member of the team that's getting hammered, and you look over and you see somebody with a Batman mask, what's Seth Joyner's reaction to that?
I couldn't even see it.
I'm not saying. You just say you see it. You're a player. You're getting housed. You see somebody on the other team with a Batman mask on the sideline, yucking it up. What are you doing?
Listen, there's a side of me that's always been like, you know what? If you want to get mad about something, get mad when you can do something about it. That's during the 60 minutes of the game. Don't get pissed off afterwards. But if it's something that I think is disrespectful, guess what? I'll see you down the road later on. I'll see you down the road next year or the year after. I'll take care of it then. But I'm not going to make I'm not going to the media and crying about it. Come on, man.
How many times have players been asked after a game this question, Mike? Hey, do you think they ran up the score on you? And a true player will say, you know what, if we didn't want them to run up the score on us, we should have stopped them, right?
Exactly.
I don't know how
many.
How often does that happen in the NFL, first of all?
It happens enough. It happens enough. Sure it does.
It happens every week with the Chiefs. The Chiefs never call the dogs off.
If it's not Mike Tomlin, and say it's like a snarly punk like Jim Harbaugh. If it's Jim Harbaugh, I'll tell you what I'm doing. If it's Jim Harbaugh, I'm wearing an outfit from the musical Cats, and I'm going, and then I'm flipping the bird to him. But if it's Mike Tomlin, I've got a lot of respect for him.
So
I don't think you
depends on the
disrespected
coach?
What?
So it depends on the coach.
It depends on the coach.
I'm just saying.
It depends on the coach that he respects.
In this context, he's one of the most respected coaches in the league. I don't think a Batman mask is a good look. I just don't. And I like Kelce, and I know what he's about. And maybe if it's another coach who's inexperienced, who's this snarky young guy that's in the league now, maybe I would do it. I don't think.
Hey, Mike.
I think if Mike Tomlin looks over, he wouldn't appreciate it.
Trick or treat, man.
Okay, wait.
It's Halloween
Yes.
weekend. The team is blowing out the opposition, their cross-state rivals. Why can't they have a little fun with it? It's
no, but
not a
I
disrespect.
think it brings up the larger topic of I don't think it, and like I do agree. I think Stoutland did tell him to take it off, but then I saw he put it back on as he was running off the field because it's now been reposted by the NFL and Barstool and all of the like. But I like when it goes even back to AJ Brown's taunting penalty and the celebrations, and now the Eagles are 7-0. And even I'm at a point where after today's win, like they crushed the Steelers today. I feel a little out of line, like reposting something on like my Instagram story. So it does kind of beg that question of like, how far is too far? Like, do you rub it? I have a lot of people who are Steelers fans who follow me. Like,
there is no such thing as too far. Okay, listen.
Of course there is.
No, it's not, because you know what? You're not in the game while the game is going on, and hearing the conversations, Devin, that goes on during the game.
True.
I mean,
True.
I've had guys talk about every person in my family, right down to my 2-year-old daughter. Okay, at the time, you understand what I'm saying? So understand the emotions of it. I mean, you can't ask for robots to go out and play the game.
Right,
it's an emotional game.
Why do you think the offensive line coach came over, said something to him, and he immediately took it off?
You don't know what he said. He might have. You don't know what he said.
Can you fill in a blank here? I could go outside and see the sidewalks wet. I know it rained.
Absolutely, but you don't know what he said to him.
All right.
He might have said, "Hey, take it off. I want to see your eyes." You don't know.
I think it's a matter of like, do you need to stay humble even though you're 7-0 and undefeated?
Because you have class and you're wearing a $50,000 bracelet. That's why you see it that way. It's called class.
Football is a high emotion game. Okay. You spend 6 days getting ready for this moment. You have built-in rivalries, and although you don't play against the Steelers every year, that is a cross-state rivalry. It is bragging rights for whenever the next time they play. So you have that adrenaline rush when you pound somebody like that. Now, if you get out in the field and rub it in their face, that's different. If you're doing it on your own sideline, you're done for the day. You've got the game well in hand. There's nothing wrong. And plus, it's Halloween also. There's absolutely nothing wrong with having a little fun with it.
You want to know what the most important aspect, the most important element that any professional athlete can possess? You want to know what it is? Because there's only so many elite athletes in this world in each sport. You want to know what the number one element that every elite athlete has to possess?
He has fun.
He has to have confidence. Okay? He has to have confidence. Without self-belief, I don't care. You can be as chiseled as Mr. America. You can have the strength of the Hulk. You understand? You can have the speed of Flash. You can have all of that stuff. But if you don't have confidence, you have nothing.
Kelce's got plenty of confidence.
But this whole team has confidence.
The whole team has a lot of confidence.
And the one thing that you don't want to do is you don't want to take that away. Everybody talked about A.J. Brown and the taunting call that he had. Guess what? I'm okay with it. I'm okay with that 15-yarder. You want to know why? because he was saying you was there and you was there, and neither one of y'all could stop.
I don't have a problem with players doing it on the field at all. I really don't.
So
I
it's
just
the
have a
sideline.
problem in
It's
this particular situation. Mike Tomlin's a well-respected coach. He's not getting in anybody's face. Players get in their face all the time. Mike Tomlin's just sitting there trying to coach his bad football team, and he looks over, he sees a second team, and he sees Jason Kelce with a freaking mask
Mike,
on.
you need to stop. You want to know what the last thing on Mike Tomlin's mind is? The damn Batman mask. Okay.
I will say this: Jeff Stoutland is an old school coach, and there are a lot of old school coaches that don't like the way a lot of players celebrate today. Now, if that had been a younger coach, the younger coach probably would have just stood there and chuckled with him. But Stoutland comes from that old school mentality. There's a certain imaginary respect for the game. Like, he's one of those coaches, like all this dancing in the end zone, next something.
Yeah.
It's creative. That's not him. You know what? You score, put the ball down, go back and do your business.
But there's nothing wrong with that.
They didn't do that when Seth
Kelce-
played. They didn't do all that mess, right? When you played, they didn't do all that creative mess you see now.
You want to know why?
Choreographed dances in the end zone.
Because the offensive players were so afraid that we take their damn heads off the next time. But you can't do that anymore, so they do it now, not worrying about it. Because if you take a guy's head off and you take it off fairly with a good clean hit, all they got to do is lay on the ground and writhe in pain, and they're going to throw the flag.
Stoutland is the dad. Kelsey's one of his kids. So it's like that's it. Don't be an ass, son.
Well, Mike, you were saying
that's probably what he said to him, but not like that.
when you saw that, you said, "I bet Nick Sirianni is going to apologize to Mike Tomlin after." I don't see that happening. Nick Sirianni is a fiery guy. I think he loves that
If
stuff.
Sirianni saw that with the respect he has for an older coach, I guarantee you he said something to Tomlin. Hey, listen, if you saw him wear a mask, sorry about that. We didn't mean any disrespect.
Why would you even be worried about it?
If
Mike Tomlin is in his feelings, let him be in his feelings. He got two things to be in his feelings after today: a damn Batman mask, and you got your ass kicked. What was it, 35-13? Okay, take that back to Pittsburgh with you. See you next time, Coach.
Listen, I know everybody can't have class, Seth.
Well, okay. I mean, to me, they wore the capes before, and we love that. I don't see how a mask is any different from
excuse me, I went to class school. All right, I'm sorry for
Oh,
that.
wow. Okay.
You know what?
Okay.
7-0. That's what class is, Mike. Okay. All is fair in love and war. And you want to know something? You might football when you're between those lines and those guys are trying to take your head off. Trust me, it's war.
If he's getting hammered and he saw somebody yucking it up with a Batman mask, he's charging over to the other side of the field.
No, I wouldn't. I'm telling you.
I don't know. He might have some poignant comments after the game, like he just said.
I'm not even going to say anything about it.
I'm saying you might say, you know what? We'll see him again. We'll see him again down the road.
You have no idea how many times somebody did something to me in the game or said something to me during the game or even said something to me after a game. I'm like, store it, because you're going to forget. And when you come trotting across the middle and you think I ain't paying attention, we'll settle the score.
Okay, but they're not going to play the Steelers again, so he got away with it.
That's okay.
All right.
All right. Well, that wraps up this week's Diamond Debate presented by Mark's Jewelers. Stick around because the postgame show will be right back after this break.
Philly sports fans, I'm Tom Giordano from Ponley Hockey Giordano. First and foremost, thank you for watching the Ponley Hockey postgame show. But right now, we're giving away tickets to the World Series. Follow Ponley Hockey on Instagram and check out our posts for your chance to win tickets to all 3 Phillies home games. Go Phillies and go Birds.